Hi everyone. So this is me again recording this video for our wedding planner. So this wedding planner will be a very quick tutorial as it's even if you have around 16 tabs, it's very easy to use, not complicated. Just you need to put the data um, accurately, then you will get the results. And it's a full, I don't want to say fully automated, but it's a semi-automated planner that you can control your budget, watch your tasks, and manage the itinerary. And even you have a tool called a venue comparison. So that's tool, it will based on your favorite and based on your preference or what do you favor or what is your priority, it will provide you with the winner supplier based on the criteria that you want to have more weight to. I will explain later while we are walking around this sheet. So let's start. The sheet start from here. You need to put the partner name one and the partner name two. That's my name, that's my wife name. Then when is the wedding date? That's important. And please follow this date, which is you start by a month, then date, then year. Then here, what is your budget? Um, how much is your budget? So here, you do need to enter, you need to enter manually, but here in this cell, that will read from your budgeted tracker. We will um, review it again. So here, don't add anything based on your entries in the budgeted tracker in this sheet. That will read from this sheet. Currency, you have multiple currencies that you can select. I will select AUD. Here, that's automated. That's will calculate the number of days until the big day. And the venue name, what is the venue name that it's the winner based on the venue comparison that you need to enter it, location, and the target guest count. How many target guest count that you are inviting to your wedding. Then this is important as well. What is your budget category? I will leave these to you, and then you can add as much as you need. So venue, catering, attire, photography, florals, entertainment, stationery, transportation, rings, honeymoon, do it yourself, decorations, everything. And the meal choices. What is the meal choices that you will have based on your guest? Beef, chicken, fish, vegan, kids meal, anything. Um, Dietary restrictions, and that's based on your um, guest as well. So non-gluten free, not allergy, dairy free, or halal. It depends. So here you need to put your startup data. Then you can move whatever where you want to go. So it's up to you from where you start. But the most important thing I will explain to you later. When you update one sheet, there is some sheet that connect to the other. So I will review it. So I will start based on the sequence here. So let's go to the vendor. So here, the vendor. So what you need to update here, you don't need to do anything. That is a fully automated from the startup, from the start here. So whatever you enter here, that will reflect here. Then here, based this column based on the result from here, and the final cost as well based on this from here. And here, whenever you finish or you select your vendor and you already pay the deposit just for your follow-up, did you pay the deposit or not? You click yes or not. And there is some charts that will show you how much you spend on the in vendor, like um, all of your vendor spend. And here is deposit paid, still needed, and here is some chart related to this data. So the good in this sheet that each category And even you don't need to read to do anything. That's all read it from here as well, the top, which is venue, catering, attire. So it will follow the same sequence. So what you need to enter here. So in terms of venue, how many vendor name you have, like how many venues you have, the names, then the contact info, for example, web or email. Here's the quoted price, how much the price that they quoted for the venue, and what it's included. That's anything for your reference. Pros and cons. I know it's a small area, but you can extend it as long as you want. It depends, but I will leave it as it is for now. If you don't need to do anything, you don't want to add any data. And here, sorry, if you want to add if you are going with this vendor, you just click, you see here, for example, let's enter another two vendor, Melbourne Tower and Sydney Tower. Sorry, contact, blah blah blah, anything. Venue 12,000, here 15,000. What's included? Everything. No kids allowed, for example. Pros, long distance, expensive. So, and you can add as much as vendor that you want to add, up to another four. Then here, whenever you select, so just let's go here up here. So because that was already checked, you need to just remove it. Then here, venue, venue, it's still hired vendor, still shopping. Whenever you hit that you need this vendor, that will change to be Melbourne Tower, and that's the final cost. So that is the vendor sheet, which is um, a very big picture, like a big of a high value picture for you, for each category that you are going to spend money on, and what's the vendor that you are working with. I will leave the master dashboard later on. Venue comparison. So that's the lovely tool that you can utilize here. So this is after um, you check what is the vendor that you want. So either you can use for venue this here, but if you need to go details for the venue comparison, it's up to you. You can use this or not. But what is this is really detailed sheet that you can leverage your preferences and favorite. So this sheet is, let me just, so you can add up to 5 venues or 6 venues. And here, so here you need to enter the total cost for each venue, 51.78, whatever is the cost for each one. And here you need to put the name as well. Then the maximum capacity. Is it 200? Is it 400? Is 240, 600, whatever. And here's the deposit required, how much the deposit that they ask you for. The distance, how much the distance is from your home or from a suburb that you prefer, that's your center, and you measure the distance from that suburb. 40 kilo, 20 to 90, 60, 50, whatever. Available dates. For example, this is not flexible. This is yes, yes, no, yes, yes. Location rental fees. How much? Catering food. Is it included? Yes. How much? Bar. Anything. Is it included? Yes. Table and chairs. Is it included? How much? So that's all of how much you're paying for these. Linens and decors, sound system, and on-site coordinator. This is our minority, not a major selection, but that's the most priority for you. So here the sheet will work on, will score the each selection based on the pricing, the maximum capacity, the deposit, the distance, and the available date. And the total cost it's, sorry, I just missed it. You don't need to put anything here. Apology. You only need to put all of the data here, which is the cost for everything. And that will sum the data down here. And you can eat much data as you want. So the scoring system will score based on these five criteria and based on your priority. What's your priority? Total cost or maximum capacity or deposit required? So, and then the higher score means is the most appropriate selection for you. So, for example, here your priority was the total cost and your second priority was the deposit. So, based on the scoring system, that's your selection. But if I change that to be 5 and then the distance is 1, then that is still 44 because the distance is still one of the um, shortest. So what I will do, I will make this 4 and the available date 1, and that is still 59. If I made the maximum capacity 1, then 3, um, that's still 59. If I change that no, then that's drop 56. If I add this to 0, then that's go 4000 and that's a change. So that's how you change your preference and your criteria. Hopefully that will be a very good tool for you whenever you feel stuck in which venue are best is the best for you. Okay, let's go for the second sheet. I'll leave honeymoon tracker a little bit. Let's go for the budgeted tracker. It's a very quick sheet and very easy sheet to use. So um, you don't need to add anything here. That's a snapshot for everything. So that's the total budget that you will have. That's how much you received from the budget that you have that you already planned for, and how much total pending that you need to have in order to complete the budget, and how much total spent so far. Here is the ratio of spend to budget ratio. So the total budget comes from this table. So here you, for example, bride's parent will put $10,000. Amount received so far, 5,000, pending 5. You're saving, for example, 20,000. You already have this in your pocket, so that's 27. So here now the total budget is 30,000. So just to show you here, that's 30,000. So that's the reason I told you don't update anything here. And then here, that's a budgeted tracker. That's all the transactions that you pay along the way. So for example, in your vendor, you already said, okay, that's the vendor that I want to hire, which is Melbourne Tower. Then if you say deposit paid, you need to come here to the budget and put the date and the category, which is venue, and what is the description, blah blah blah, and you put, for example, um, sorry, so venue hiring. Then you say whatever is the cost that you, which was 12,000, and the 12,000 amount paid 12,000. So status you says paid in full. Then here the sheet will start changing all of the data as well. Okay, that's how it's a budgeted tracker, and you need to fill the data as well. So say for example it was 2025, just a random date. So that's all of the budgeted track. It's easy to use. You don't want to worry. I don't want to make much data entry. I want to make it easier for you in order to not stress while you are planning for your wedding. Let's go for the guest list, which is one of the best tab here as well. So the guest list here first. Here you will have 5 selections. What is the group side of the guest that you are going to invite? Is it a bride's family, groom's family, bride's friends, groom's friends, mutual friends? Then you put the name, first name, last name, email, and then the mailing address as well. Then whenever you add anyone here, so for example, let's add uh, one of the groom's family. His name is Jack Robert, and his email is jack@gmail.com. Then you see draft an email. So that's you just click here. That will take you to your default email address. And hey, dear Jack, we are incredibly excited to inviting you to our wedding planner on December 37th. That's all of the data we read from the start here. Please view our digital invites and find all the details, accommodation info, and the official RCVP from our wedding website. And here you can add your wedding website if you have already. We truly hope you can join us to celebrate, and that your name will be changed based on the name that you put in the first place. Then you put the mail address, save the date sent. If you send, you don't need to send that email. Invitation sent as well here. If he reply back and says, oh, I'm attending, then you change it, waiting or declined. And then here is the number of guests. If they are declined, just you say 0, they are not coming. And here, what's the meal choice that you think they will have? Is it beef, chicken, fish, vegan, get meals? Again, that's the selection. Can go more, can be stretched more from here, and also for the dietary restriction. So what's their dietary restriction? Uh, Gluten-free, non-allergy, dairy-free, halal, whatever. And this is the assigned table. That's don't do anything here. That's automated from the seating chart that will come later on. And thank you sent. You just if you say, yeah, I already sent the thank you sent to him, just click here. Sorry. And there is the dashboard that you will have. Invitation sent to, invitation not sent for, and here's as well some tables. And here is the distribution of the final list that they are coming from which side. Is it from, for example, here, the groom's family is 40%, groom's friends 20, while bride family 40%. Here is the total number of dietary restrictions. Gluten-free, you have 2, halal, you have 1. So that's a high level view for you in order to decide which food that you want to order. Okay, that's all for the guest list. Let's go for the seating chart. So here, whenever you add anything in the guest list, any name, that will pop up here. And you have all these tables. You have up to 14 tables, and each tables have around 15, 14 chair. So for example, we already add Jack Roberts. So let me remove everything from here. So that's all of the guest names so far. Here you start arranging them. So you need this in table 2, this in table 3, sorry, and this in table 5. So go here 5, and this is a table 1. So what that's what you will have in the seating chart. It's very easy to use, no complication. Just you will decide which one in which table that they will sit. So that's for all for the seating chart. Let's go for the backing list. Backing list, that's already you will have multiple. So add 6 backing lists for you. You can add more, but I don't think you need to add more. So for example, the emergency kit, safety bins, bands, it and blister pads, mini swing kits, station removed, or bring it, just you need to put the name. And if it's done, you just click done. That's it. Nothing major in the backing list. Food and drinks as well. If the venue that you are going with doesn't have food and drinks included and you prefer to go with a third party, So then you can add here up to 5 vendor. Here you add the vendor names, the contact number and email and website as well. Sorry. And then here you start adding the category, um, appetizer, main, dessert, and then what's the item description and what is the price. And that's the price is very human because here that will be the total cost, multiply all of these, multiply by the target guest, and that's reading from the start here sheet that you read is when you start, you need to invite 250. And then the sheet will highlight the winner or the cheapest vendor with the green. So for example, vendor two wins because the total cost is $23,500. So that's for the phone and it rings, easy to use. Digital invite, this is you need to do nothing here. Whatever you update in the start here sheet, that will be included here. So what you need to do if you want to send it a digital or you want to print it out, what you will do, um, you just highlight and Control B, you'll say the selected sheet, um, fit to high, whatever. You don't need to do anything, just select it and then you can play whatever you want to. A4, is it A4? And then next and then you print. So that's for the digital invite. Timeline, here is the timeline of your whole wedding. And it's an important sheet in order to plan your sheet properly. Here to need to put all of your tasks along what is the time frame, 6 to 9 months, 2 weeks out, 1 day out. I make it flexible. Then you can add whatever time frame that you have. And then the days before wedding. So for example, if 12 months, so it's 365, uh, 6 months, 180 days. So whatever the frame that you put here, just put the um the not the approximately number of days. Then who is the person in charge? You need to write whatever bride, groom, wedding planner, and the deadline. So the deadline here, why I said that you need to put the number of days, roughly, approximately, because the deadline will calculate based on your wedding date. Then the sheet will put the deadline that you need to finish this task. And here you start tracking it by not started in a progress done. Then then here's the deadline. It's not started. Day left you have 452 because your future your sorry. So still your wedding is in after 2 years. That the reason says 452 minus 180 days. And that's for the timeline sheet as well. Um, gift and thank you. So here is all of the guest list that you'll have from the guest list sheet. And here is the mailing address as well. So you don't need to add anything in this one here or in this one here. What you want to do here, you check the names. Did they send the gift? Yes. Did you send them thank you send? Yes. Then nothing here left. If you do not send the thank you send, here will stay one that you need to write a one thank you to the guest. So that's all for the gift and thank you sheet. Let's go for the itinerary. So here I just put the rehearsal day and the big day and the post wedding day. And here I left it for you, whatever you want to call it. So itinerary is different than the timeline and other because that's for one day and you need to put the timing. For example, from 8 to 5, from 8:15, the event, for example, make sure you go to the photo session center, whatever. Location, for example, uh, Sydney, who needs to be there, right? And the groom, vendor contact, hn at gmail.com, notes, nothing. And then you start typing everything here. So on that day, you do not forget anything. And here, it's automated as well. So you don't need to do anything here. That will be connected with the start here sheet. Whatever is the date of the wedding, the rehearsal day will be one day before. And the big day is the same day, so you will add everything here, and the boss wedding, which is one day before. So that's for this sheet. Um, Smart calendar. So the good about this calendar that you can check month per month what actions that you have and you need to do. So let me just bring this up. So that's the date is December 2027 and Thursday from timeline sheet. So what's the good here? Because that's reading from several sheets from timeline and from the itinerary and also from and budgeted tracker. So three sheets, timeline, itinerary, and budgeted tracker. So that's to control all of your tasks and payments on time. So just you change the date and all of the transaction due in that date and in that month in that year will pop up here. So you control it from here and you do not miss anything. What we have left, photo. So that's a really good one. So if you want to keep your photo or keep everything related to your wedding in one sheet, you can utilize here. So just follow the steps, click inside the empty photo frame. In the top menu, insert image in cell, upload your photo. It will automatically look to perfectly fit the frame. So you just need here, insert image in cell. Then you just browse whatever the photo that you want to get in, and then you can add it. That's for the photo sheet. Now what we have left with honeymoon tracker. That's a really good one as well. So, doesn't let me make it bigger. So, what is the destination? Italy, start date and end date. Then the home currency. You don't need to do anything. That's we read from the start here sheet. Destination currency here, you put it. For example, if you're going to Italy, then it's euro. Live exchange, that's fully automated with Google Finance Sheet, so you don't need to do it. Just leave it as this. Whatever you change here, for example, if you change USD, then that's will automatically change the currency as well. So here you should key in the total honeymoon budget, and this is the total spent so far from the down sheet that I will show you now. Remaining funds, that's minimizing this and from here and there. And this is like a chart reading from down as well. So here, first of all, you need to add your category here. What's your category? Flight. You need your budget is 1,500. Then actual spend, that's reading from this table. So you keep this empty. You only add here all of your category along with the plan budget. And that's the difference based on the actual spend. And then whenever you spend, you start entering all of the data here. So you book the flights in 3rd of March 2026. Sorry. And then the expense buying flight tickets, and flight and transits. That's the category from here. And then you pay 3,000 and the home cost, that's the local cost, which is uh, in USD. And here's the home cost, which is 2,000. Uh, just I update one thing here. Um, that is the home cost, which is 3,000. That's the local cost, which is based on the destination currency. And here, that's will read, that's your budget, and that's your total spent so far. That's the total spend, and that's the remaining funds. And raise the spend to budget ratio as well. So that's for the honeymoon tracker. The last thing that we need to talk about, the master dashboard. So here's the number of days that remaining until your wedding. Here is the name of the bride and groom. Here is the date. Here's the honeymoon budget remaining. Here's spend to budget ratio. Here's the venue name bid winner, which is venue option one. Here's the food and the drink name bid winner, vendor two. Here is the guest list, pending there are two, attending two, declined one, timeline task. Um, in your timeline sheet, how many tasks it's completed, how many tasks is remaining, and how many tasks in progress, and that's the total number of tasks that you have. Budget tracker, that's how much you spend with how much remaining so far. And here is the total vendor secured, and that's the total guest, how many guests you target. And here is the all of the dietary requirement along with the number for each dietary. Notes left to right, one unseated guest. All this guest has been seated from the seating chart. We remove that. Here, one unseated guest, honeymoon, Italy. When is the start date and end date and left to back? If you go to backing list, you have two. If you just cross that, we go to master sheet, it's 0. So that's the total or the tutorial for the wedding planner. Please reach out to me if you still have any question. I'm happy to support you along the way. Thank you for choosing Stylo HNK.